Welcome to the reading for the 15th of December from the Journeying Through Advent with Handel's Messiah, entitled Alleluia by Dave and Sally Gobbett. And today there are two short bits of music. Firstly, a chorus from Isaiah 53, verses 4 to the first part of verse 5. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. And another chorus, Isaiah 53, the end part of verse 5. And with his stripes we are healed. Today we move from the facts of Christ's passion to its reason. Why did Jesus die? From a purely historic perspective, it was because hateful men crucified him. An unholy alliance between the Roman authorities and the religious leaders despised and rejected him, Isaiah 53 verse 3, as we saw on the 14th of December, leading to his crucifixion. But the Bible gives further perspectives. Though written 700 years before the event, Isaiah's prophecy makes it abundantly clear that Jesus suffered and died because of us. Did you note that repeated word in verses 4 and 5? Our. It occurs 5 times in 2 verses. Our griefs, our sorrows, our transgressions, our iniquities, the chastisement of our peace was upon him. Jesus didn't need to die, but he chose to die. Cast your mind back to Sally's travel rucksack on day 12. I can't remember that. Now replace holiday items and mission resources with scores and scores of notebooks. Yes, she went on a trip to Romania, didn't she? Imagine every time you've ever stepped over the line throughout your life. It's all been written in a notebook and placed inside the rucksack. Every exaggeration, every lustful thought, every outburst of anger, every act of greed, every self-righteous criticism. It's all logged and stuffed in the bag. And all sin's ghastly effects are included too. The shame, the guilt, the regret, the hurt, the damaged relationships, the broken dreams. With notebook after notebook, catalogue after sorry catalogue, how long before the rucksack seams start to burst? How long before you can barely lift it off the ground? But carry it you must, all day, every day. It's a back-breaking and crushing load. And yet Jesus willingly took it all, and for all who look to him as their own hope, only hope. He took my sins and my sorrows and made them his very own. He bore the burden to Calvary and suffered and died alone. I can't remember what hymn that was from. People sometimes talk wistfully about carrying their regrets to the grave, but Jesus has done that for us already. Leave them with me, he's saying. I'll take them from here. Little wonder so many find such comfort in hearing the words of Handel's Messiah sung to them each Christmas. After one such early performance in London, Lord Cunhill wrote personally to Handel to congratulating him for bringing such noble entertainment to the city. Handel is said to have replied, "My lord, I should be sorry if I only entertained them. I wished to make them better. With his stripes we are healed." And verse 16 of December is the following verse, another chorus. Isaiah 53 verse 6, all we like sheep have gone astray. So, we continue the Christmas carols, and we begin the fourth section, Seeing the Star, Eastern Sages at His Cradle. And the first carol we look at today, a very beautiful sunrise. Brightest and Best of the Sons of the Morning, by Reginald Heber, 1783 to 1826. Watching for scorpions while travelling in India, Bishop Heber once found he had eye contact with a snake which had slid onto his shoulder. He lived to thank God it didn't bite him. Most animal and plant life delighted him. Among riverside palms, fireflies and nightingales, evening flowers and music, he wrote, "I feel in my heart it is good to be here." But human cruelty and degradation distressed him, and constant travel by horse or elephant in intense heat cut short his life in the East. He was only 42, 43 when he died. Whether versifying Bluebeard for family parties, or making poetry which helped to get hymns formally approved among Anglicans, his writing is full of music and colour. His journal records one Indian journey when he heard this hymn, for which he preferred the tune Wandering Willie, sung better than I have ever heard in a church before. He can hardly have known when he wrote it how far east he would travel, and his words would be sung. Brightest and best of the sons of the morning, dawn on our darkness and lend us thine aid. Star of the east, the horizon adorning, guide where our infant Redeemer is laid. Cold on his cradle the dewdrops are shining, low lies his head with the beasts of the stall. Angels adore him, in slumber reclining, Maker and monarch and saviour of all. Say, shall we yield him in costly devotion odours of Edom and offerings divine, gems of the mountain and pearls of the ocean, myrrh from the forest or gold from the mine? Vainly we offer each ample oblation, vainly with gifts would his favour secure. Richer by heart is the heart's adoration, dearer to God are the prayers of the poor. And the second one, that's a very pretty picture. Christ, the world's light now is waking. Keith Landis, born 1922. I don't know if he's still alive. Well, one day in 1987, Keith Landis was working in the study of his California rectory in a suburb of Los Angeles. Suddenly he heard shouts from the hallway. "Hey, is anybody home? Your house is on fire!" Flames were leaping out of another room, and had been spotted by a neighbour before the rector knew what was happening. He raced out of the door, but then had second thoughts. Running back to the study, he gathered up all he could from years of research and writing about hymns and hymnody. Some items were lost, and 3 rooms of his single-storey house were gutted, but he had succeeded in rescuing many precious files and notebooks. Another crate-load of books was lost somewhere across the Atlantic, but Keith presses on, writing words and music as well as studying and collecting the work of others. This hymn, which survived the blaze, was composed the year before to celebrate the Epiphany and provide a joyful opening act of praise. Here is the light that comes not to destroy, but to save. Christ, the world's light, now is waking. Glory from his throne room breaking. Light of light, no longer hidden, holds high court for King's star bidden. Alleluia, alleluia. Glorious day of revelation, face to face with incarnation. Gentiles worship, awestruck kneeling. Godhead seeing, hearing, feeling. Alleluia, alleluia. Offer they in fullest measure homage for their high king's pleasure, precious gifts all prophesying, God's own Son for sinners dying. Alleluia, alleluia. Now he comes to us gift bearing, riches of the Spirit sharing. With your bounty, Lord, astound us. Through us light the world around us. Alleluia, alleluia. And for the reading for the 16th of December, is it the 16th? Yes, because I've just done the 15th. We have Earth Has Many a Noble City, from Aurelius Clemens Prudentius, translated by Edward Caswall. That's the second of his hymns. And Lulle, Lulle, Thou Little Tiny Child, which is by the pageant of the Guild of Shearmen and Tailors in the 15th century. So, until next time, God willing, may he richly bless you all. Amen.